So I'm gonna go over this question together to find the probability in a normally distributed data. So the question goes, there are 130 students who took Miss Lim's Algebra 2 test. Students' grades are normally distributed with the mean score of 80 and the standard deviation of 5. And we are looking for the probability that student had scored between 71 and 82. Once again, we are looking for the probability that student scored between 71 and 82 for the first question. And those numbers are actually our lower and the upper bounds that we are going to be setting. So just keep that in mind. Our mean score was 80, our standard deviation was 5. So knowing this information, we can go to our calculator on Desmos. I'll press the plus sign and go to inference and go to probability distribution. Once you click it, you will see that normally distributed data is already there. So I'm going to change the mean and the standard deviation to the value that we wanted. And once you click the create distribution, it creates nice normally distributed data with the mean of 80 and standard deviation of 5. I'll click this toggle to check what can I find out. So if you take a look, the region says inner, which means I'm gonna looking for the probability in between values. Outer means it will be the less than the lower bound or greater than the upper bound that we have. Left will be the less than, right will be the greater than. So you are going to be choosing according to what you need to find out. For this case, we are looking for in between two values, which was 71 and 82. So I'm finding that information. And if you see it, the answer is right there because we are looking for area under the curve, which represents the probability in the normal distribution. So once we see that, it already kind of rounds to the thousands for you, but you can get the exact values over here. So I can copy that information to have it down. But our question wanted us to write into the 4 decimal places. So what I'm gonna do is just to round it correctly to 0.6195 because I want to round to the 4 decimal places. So that's my probability for this case. So about like 62% of the students scored between 71 and 82. And the second question is asking you to find the probability above 90. So greater than 90 is what we want. So I'll go for the greater than section. And I'm looking for greater than 90 for this case. So I am saying the 90 will be my lowest possible number. And anything above it will be my upper bound. So technically infinity that we are looking for. And for the side note, in the TI-84 calculator, that means we're using the 10 to the 99 to represent that biggest number possible in the world. And mean and the standard deviation remain the same. And I'm looking for greater than equal to 90, which I got my value from here of 0.02275. So let me have that information, copy it down, which I can also round to 0.61. Is this the same value? I don't think so. I think I copied the wrong value right here. So be 0.0228. So that's how you can find the above probability. And the last one is asking for number of the students who scored below 90. So for this case, I'm looking for the highest score to be 90, and anything below is what we want. So we want less than 90 over here. And that gives me the probability to be this big number of 0.977. So I'm looking for the score is less than equal to 90. And that is equal to this amount. And mean and the standard deviation remain the same. And just to note, this is a negative infinity that we are looking for basically.
But once again, in the TI-84 calculator, that will be represented at 10 to the negative 99 for us. So just keep that in mind if you're using the TI-84 calculator. And I'll change this to positive infinity just to show the sign of it. Alright, so from there, I found my probabilities about 97% of people will score below 90, but it says number of the people. So I'm not rounding any numbers from here, but I'll just take this number and times by the total number of the student that Miss Lim had, which is the 130. And let me find that out on my calculator. So that leads to about 127 students. And I'm rounding to the whole number just because humans cannot be fractioned. Alright, so this will be how you can utilize the Desmos calculator to find the probability of the normally distributed data. For another note, some typing symbols are represented over here, so you could refer to that if you need. Alright, hope this helped.